So today we got the new Viltrox 35mm f1.2, and this is part of their lab series. And Viltrox partnered with me on this shoot, and we're shooting with Sarah. We're doing a street shoot, so I'm kind of stoked because we got some really nice contrasty light. So let's see how it does. I definitely think a shot of you coming out of the subway tunnel will be dope. So I think once you get to about the middle, that's kind of the sweet spot for the light. Yeah, this will be dope. Okay, and go for it. Nice. Actually, I really like the shot when you're like almost out of it too. That looks fire.
Yeah, that's sick.
The light is on you right there. There is a spot of sun like right here. Ooh, I love that. Yes. What if you look off your shoulder off to your left a little more? That's fire. The lighting's so nice right here. These are better than I expected them to look. I don't usually jump right in here and talk about image quality right off the bat, but this lens has some awesome 3D pop and a unique look to it. It's nice and sharp without being too sharp, and it's got some nice character, and I just wasn't expecting that. And something else surprising was the build quality. It's full magnesium alloy. It's got an 11 blade aperture, f1.2 to f16. It's got 2 function buttons, which I'll talk about a bit later. It's got a click declick aperture ring. It's 920 grams. And it's also got this digital display for your markings. It's fully weather sealed, and it's got a 77mm front filter thread. This is going to be a very challenging lighting scenario because we've got a lot of shadows, a lot of sun action, but I kind of like this whole slice right down through here. So I might do a full body shot. Nice thing about shooting 35 is I can get down low and get that nice sunlight up there. Down one step maybe. Yeah, like maybe you're about to go into the step and then back up just a little bit. Nice. I'm gonna try, I want to shoot some of these in black and white. I think that'll be fun. Yeah, and that light there. Nice, nice. I'm gonna get a little closer on those. I wanna do one looking into camera too. Nice. We're shooting an f1.2 for the haters. I didn't want to shoot this whole thing in black and white, but I just kind of, the inspo, I love the like harsh contrast. Waist up. And then you might want to look more like side profile. Yeah, somewhere in there. That's dope. So what I'm trying to get is I'm trying to get you lined up in the center of that triangle of light there.
Okay.
So we're getting the light from the building, the triangle, and then you're in the light here. Everything around it is kind of shadow.
Okay.
I'm shooting at f2.5 right now. I guess I could shoot at 1.2, but we don't really need it because we kind of want everything in focus for this. Yes. I think we got it. You wanted to do shots like this last time we were in the city, right? Mm-hmm. That's sick. So Sony doesn't make a 35mm f1.2, and I know that a lot of wedding photographers, portrait photographers are gonna love this lens because 35mm is kind of the widest you can go before you start getting some distortions at the edge of the frame. And I know that a lot of wedding photographers like to carry a 35 and an 85. Now, one of the challenges of shooting at f1.2 on a lens like this is autofocus tracking because you're shooting with such a thin, shallow depth of field. We ran this test multiple times on the Sony A1 Mark II, which is maybe one of the better cameras for autofocus. Viltrox is using quad hyper VCM motors in this lens. I'm not quite sure what that means, but it's definitely a floating system. It's nice and snappy, it's silent, and I'd say we maybe missed 1 out of 50 shots while she was walking towards camera, and that's a pretty good hit rate. It looks kind of sick with the shadow right here. All right, I'm gonna go black and white for this one. Okay, go for it. Love that. I don't know if that's too dramatic, but it's pretty sick.
It's dope.
I wonder if we could try one more without street lights if you're just dead center.
Okay, do we like the jump or the walk?
Just a walk.
Okay.
Come up till we get to about right here. I want to capture the edge of the shadow in the foreground. And I'll just get you to walk right towards me, looking straight ahead. Stop right there. Go back a little bit. Well, this looks so sick. I'm waist up right now and looking at that direction. These are so epic. Wow, that's what I want. Those are the shots I was looking for. Now I want to come back to image quality, and it's something I don't really spend a lot of time on when we're talking about lenses, and it's usually because all of the new lenses coming out in the last 4 or 5 years are so sharp, they're so clinically perfect, they look great, and so there's not much to complain about. And on this lens, like I mentioned previously, it has that awesome 3D pop. I don't know if it's just because I'm not used to shooting 35mm at f1.2, but there's definitely something unique about this lens and the images we got today, and I'm really impressed with how they turned out. So one unique thing about this lens is that it has a display on it where you can actually see your distance markers for focus as well as your aperture. Now, I don't really care too much about that, but it makes sense why they did this, because this lens has a bunch of functionality in it. You can program it, set it up, you can set in and out points and stuff like that, and I want to show you how to do that now. So Viltrox does have an app for their lenses, and the cool thing with this lens is it has Bluetooth built into it. So when you turn the camera on, it'll automatically connect to the app. And then in here, it'll tell you whether you need to update your firmware. You can do a bunch of other settings, but setting your function buttons is what I want to show. So the function button 1 right now is set to mapping, which in my camera is set to focus hold. So that works as the focus hold button. And function 2 right now is set to A point or B point. And I'll show you how to do that. It's pretty easy. So I'm going to set my A point here, and I hold down function button 2, and you'll see A turn green. And that means that focus point is locked in. Now I tap it one more time to switch to B point, and here I can set my B point, and the exact same thing. I hold down the function button 2, and that will turn green, and now that's set. So now when I tap function button 2, I can toggle between A point and B point, and you got to make sure the lens is in manual focus for this. And in here, there are a bunch of other fun little things you can do with this lens. You can set the boot screen. Right now it's set to Viltrox. You can change the font. You can add your own logo. You can change the colors, add your own text and stuff like that. And then when you save it, it'll actually write to the lens, and when you turn it on, you get that new boot screen. All right, so final thoughts. It really comes down to price, and this lens is supposed to be launching at around $1,000 US. I don't know if that's with the tariffs or not, but what you're getting for the price in this lens is pretty impressive. You're getting a full magnesium alloy build, weather sealing, amazing autofocus. It performed well, and we've always kind of known Viltrox to be more of the budget lens, but I feel like this is hitting way above its price point. And then you're also paying for the f1.2 fast aperture, and there are not a lot of fast aperture lenses for Sony in a 35mm. There's only a few, and the only other one I can think of that's f1.2 is Sigma, but that lens is quite a bit bigger and heavier. Now, the only thing I could find that might be an issue for some people is it does have some obvious focus breathing, especially if you're going to rack focus from minimum to infinity. Now, I will say I've definitely seen worse, but I just wanted to point that out. All right, guys, that's the video. Thanks for watching. That is the 35mm f1.2 from Viltrox. They do have a discount code for me. You get 5% off, and the link is in the description. Thanks to Sarah for modeling. Thanks to everyone else behind the scenes. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you dislike this video, give it a thumbs down twice. Don't forget to hit that notification bell. See you guys in the next one. I got the picture of the pigeon. Dude, he paid actor. This is our best work. What is she doing? Pee pee poo poo pee pee. I'm not joking. That's actually why they do it.
What did that get there?
Watch out for that short step.